This is the Infinite Receiving Podcast, helping conscious leaders tap into a wealth of abundance across all areas of your life and business. I'm Susie Ashworth, and I'll be sharing with you how you can upgrade your reality through quantum transformation, because you are ready for infinite receiving.
Hello, you gorgeous human being. It is Susie Ashworth here, and you are listening to the Infinite Receiving Podcast. Anything that you are doing, and when I say the outcome, I mean the right outcome. How to guarantee you are going to get the right outcome every single time. We are taking out the gambling effect. No longer is your life going to feel like Russian roulette. If you are somebody who is obsessed with pros and cons lists, if you find yourself just frozen in that sense of analysis paralysis because you have the desire so freaking badly to get the answer right. This is the energy of the saboteur, by the way. The saboteur wants to understand 26 steps ahead before they are willing to take step one, because the idea of starting the journey and getting it wrong, being embarrassed, looking like a fool, not being exactly clear on what the route is. The saboteur is just not up for it. And it's holding you back from stepping into a whole new level of creation, of visibility, of messaging, of power, of personal power. I want to make it really challenging for the saboteur to keep ruining your life. You're welcome. You are freaking welcome. So what I want you to do, I'm going to invite you just to think about a situation right now that you have been stalling on because you're just not sure if it's the right time right now. You are not 100% sure that you're going to get a return on investment. So whether that is an emotional return on investment, whether that is financial, whether that is energetic, whether that is anything, you're not sure about how you're going to get the ROI. So even though there is a part of you that wants to do this, you are at the hesitation station. Maybe the reason that you are pausing is because you're just genuinely not sure whether you can do it or not. So having identified a situation like that you are in, how can you guarantee the right outcome? This is so simple, you're not going to believe me. And I want to say that I don't care if it is simple. The power lies in the most simple steps. And in fact, you've been fed the lie that the more complex it is, the more correct it must be. And I want to tell you that the more complex it is simply because either the person who is teaching you doesn't know the subject matter well enough in order to simplify it for you, or they are using complexity to fool you into paying more for what it is that they are offering. The most simple solutions are frequently the most potent and most powerful. So please do not fall into the trap of believing that because this is simple, that it doesn't work. It absolutely does. So what do you need to do to guarantee the right outcome every single time? Wait for it. You just get to decide. You literally get to decide that whatever decision you make, it is going to be the right decision for every single person involved. Now, it being the right decision doesn't mean that everything is going to run smoothly. It doesn't mean that, actually. Sometimes it might mean that you make a decision and it looks like chaos is about to ensue. It looks like a freaking mess. You're trying to bake a cake and all you've got is a bowl of goo. Sometimes it is going to look like that. And it doesn't mean that you have made the wrong decision. It doesn't mean that at all. And the reason it doesn't mean that is because you have decided that whatever decision you make, it is going to be the right decision for every single person involved. So the energy of the archetype that has this quality of thinking, this quality of mindset is the warrior. So think Superwoman vibes. Think the person who is a master at capoeira. And that is the martial art that looks like a dance, but is absolutely lethal in the right hands. This is you dancing with the chaos and the beauty of the universe with all of your power. It is Mel Gibson standing on top of the hill. Just one chance to come back here and tell our enemies they may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom. Like, that's the energy. It's like, you can kill me, but you will never take my freedom. This is the right decision. I will stand by the decision that I have made. And if you're wondering why I keep using the word decision, I've probably said it about 15 times so far, it's because I've learned the Latin root of the word. And to decide quite literally means to cut off. D means off. Decidir is cut. When you decide what you are doing energetically is saying that you are cutting yourself off from any other avenue. And that is really, really powerful, because what it means then is that if you have also decided that the only avenue for you is winning, every single failure is leading you to the win. Every rough night is leading you to the win. Every argument is leading you to the win. Every time it looks like any type of failure, you have decided that it is leading you to the win. And when we adopt this warrior mindset and you're willing to do the dance with life, what you're saying is that I will do what it takes for as long as it takes, no matter what, because I've decided. So that means that the game that so many people play when the universe's timeline seems different to the timeline that we have in our minds mentally agreed on. So it's taking you longer than 30 days. Big whoop. Nobody cares. Why are you crying? That is not the quality type of thinking of the warrior. The warrior is like, this is done. I'm here. We are good. And whilst that might look like failure to you, whilst that might look like we are standing at a stop sign right now, whilst it might look like we cannot pass go, we cannot collect £200, I want to tell you that this pregnant pause is perfection, because it gives me time to think creatively. It gives me time to rally the troops. It gives me time to look at how I get around the obstacle, how I go over the obstacle, how I go right through the center of the obstacle. This is what this pregnant pause enables me to do. And when we think like that, what we are naturally doing is transferring our energy or calling in the energy of the magician. And it is the magician energy that is required when we are finally ready to turn our inspiration, our dreams into our 3D physical reality. The warrior will do the legwork. The warrior is like, don't worry, I got you. We're in this, we're doing it, I got your back. So I want you to see that when you decide that everything is always working out for you, the decision is done. So the invitation for you is to really be mindful. Be mindful the next time you have a choice to not choose. I don't want you to choose anymore. I want you to decide. I want you to go all in, knowing that a detour is merely a delay because you've decided that everything is always working out for you. And if that's true, then it doesn't matter what anything looks like in the moment, because you are going to have the benefit of hindsight, whether that takes a day, a week, a month, a year, or 10 years. You are going to be able to look back with the benefit of hindsight and say, I told myself this. I decided this. I created this. I said everything was always working out for me and everybody that I came into contact with. And this is true because, look, here is the evidence. As I say this, I invite you to tune into, how does this feel in your body? When I say it, it makes me feel so activated. It takes the stress out of so many of the places where my saboteur wants to be wishy-washy. My saboteur doesn't want to claim DJ status, doesn't want to claim superstar speaker status, because the saboteur is concerned about the how and what are the steps and, is it going to take long and will people take you seriously? And that's what the saboteur is concerned with. And when you operate from that energy, you're still debating with yourself. And that takes so much more energy for you to show up in the world when you are constantly second guessing and debating yourself. You know what I mean? When you're having those internal conflicts about whether you're really capable or not, it's like the invitation for you is to say, thank you, saboteur. Your work here is done. Warrior status on, magician status on, armor on, heart open on, let's frickin' go. I decided. I want to know what you have decided is working out for you and what that means that you have committed to. Hit me up in the DMs and share with me. And if this episode has been even remotely activating on any level at all, I really invite you to share it with a friend, share it with somebody who you know plays around in the choosing pool. And you want to invite them over to the big pool where we decide we are not drowning, because actually it's way more fun. It's way more fun in the big pool. Okay, my loves, I think that you are incredible. I am so deeply grateful that you are listening to this episode this week, and I cannot wait to be back in your earbuds once again very, very soon. And in the meantime, in between now and then, I want you to decide like a mofo and remember that faith plus action equals miracle.